26, 30, 45, 60, 70, 81, 97, 150, 161. There's one for you. 169.
Good evening, it is Thursday and it is the only place that you can see live darts tonight, Sporty Stuff TV, for the start of Group B at the Online Darts Live League. But before we get into the opening action between Owen and Evans, let's take a look at what's happened already at the Live League this week. Group A was played on Tuesday and Wednesday, and look at that, Robert Thornton, a dominant display from the World Seniors champion, 9 wins out of 10, 18 points out of 20 to top the table. Robert Owen and Gavin Carlin dropping into this group, and Adam Smith-Neil, who narrowly missed out on a place in Group B tonight, along with Darren Penhall and Chris Gilliland, played in Group C. Now, 2 places are up for grabs in Group C to join Robert Thornton at finals night on Saturday, and the top 2 are occupied by Josh Richardson and the aforementioned Penhall, both of whom won 4 of their 5 matches this afternoon. Adam Smith-Neil still in contention as well with 3 wins. Chris Gilliland got a couple, but it is a long way back for Pete Burgoyne and Sean Fisher, who only managed to win 1 match apiece. So Group B gets underway this evening. A quick look at the fixtures before we get the action started, and as you saw, it opens with Robert Owen against Lee Evans. Then it's Gavin Carlin against Rob Collins. But look at that next name on the list. The 1983 world champion Keith Della makes his debut at the Live League this evening, and all eyes will be on him. One of the legends playing at the Live League, just like Robert Thornton playing in the seniors events. He'll be in action this evening 4 times, and we'll see him at the end of the night against Lee Evans. So it is the Online Darts Live League. It is the place where legends have played and darting history has been made. And it's tungsten time. Well, let's get the action started then, as Robert Owen takes on Lee Evans, the former UK Open finalist, Stack Attack. 37 years of age, from Wales, faces Lee Evans, always a difficult darter to get the better of here at the Live League, a former Challenge Tour champion. And it's a really tough group, this. I do think that Keith Della is going to find it pretty hard work to pick up any wins this evening. But more on Keith in Game 3 when he takes on Robert Owen, who has got to take on Evans in this opener. As I mentioned, Owen finished second in Group A earlier this week. 10 points, 8 behind the winner, Robert Thornton, who's resting up, maybe checking out the opposition and watching the action. If you are, Robert, good evening. And good evening to everyone.
First leg is Robert to throw first. Game on.
Who will have a good evening in Group B. 3 places up for grabs from the 5 players in contention to join Thornton and the top 2 from Group A.
95.
Finals night on Saturday, and the chance to play for places at Champions Week.
$60. $97.
Well, this pair have featured
41.
many times at the Live League.
$139.
Met 3 times in it back in March. Owen winning 2 of those meetings, both of them 4-3 after Evans won the first 4-2. They've also met once away from the Live, in fact 3 times again, sorry, away from the Live League.
140.
And it's exactly the same record. 2 wins for Owen, 1 for Evans. So 4-2 in total to Stack Attack.
96.
Who leaves 74 after a dozen darts in the opening leg of the evening. I'm Chris Murphy, guiding you through the action tonight. Thanks for joining us. No Premier League darts anymore, so the only place to view live darts on Thursday night.
54. Robert, you acquire 74.
Wrong bed. 33 off leaves 41. Can ask the referee, which he's done, the experienced official that is Paul Hinks. And that leaves 32. And that's job done.
Leg, Robert Owen.
Owen got a little bit of help in working it out, but didn't need any help in taking it out. A lovely start, a 15 dart holder throw for Stack Attack, who takes the first leg
Game on.
in the race to 4.
140. 100. 134. 180.
And that's the first 180 of the evening. Robert Owen has already fired in.
100.
Plenty of maximums this week. That's now 14 for Stack Attack.
24. Lee Require 127.
But it's 127 for Lee Evans to level. And he doesn't have to bother with 57 and Bull. Because despite the 180,
55.
Owen not on a finish in this leg. Well, that was a slip. You could see him look down at his hands. You won't get any of that from Keith Della. His darts will be caked in chalk.
43.
As is
Lee
one of
Require
his
72.
trademark moves. Another 16 and double top. Nicely done by Lee Evans. Expert execution of the outshot. He takes out the 72 to square up the match at one leg apiece.
Third leg, Robert to throw first. Game on.
Textbook stuff so far. The pair of them both holding in 15.
$58.
A reminder that Gavin Carlin, Rob Collins and Keith Della are the other three players in the group. Carlin and Collins will clash next.
93. 100.
I know there's plenty of interest in the Della debut. It's caught the attention of darts fans on social media.
96.
You can show your support for Keith or any of the players involved this evening at Darts Live League on Twitter.
$180.
And Robert Owen piles in his second maxi of the night. We'll be on air here on Sporty Stuff TV till around 1 AM when Della faces Evans.
145.
And that's the kind of thing he'll have to face. Sensible stuff there from Lee to leave himself a finish when Owen's not on one.
$97. Lee Require 167. $99. Robert Require 66.
Will he get the chance to break the throw? Well, he may just stay there and throw at double 18 afterwards. That's the plan.
30.
But it hasn't worked
Lee
out. And
Require
again, he felt like
68.
he looked at his hand there like something is causing his darts to slip, maybe a bit of perspiration. Because he's careful not to use his throwing arm there to drink water from, but obviously the darts are in both hands. Maybe it's that. But Evans hits that
third leg. Lee Evans.
and hits the front by doing so. A breaker throw for Lee Evans. Again a 15 dart leg. Everything in that exact amount of arrows slung
Fourth leg lead
so
to throw
far
first.
tonight.
Game on.
But it's Evans who has the early advantage at 2-1 and throwing first in leg 4.
$134. 45.
Another reminder that the conclusion of both of these groups will be tomorrow, so you can check out the action in
59.
Group C from 9:30 AM here on Sporty Stuff TV. Josh Richardson,
60.
Darren Penhall in pole position to qualify from that group, but Adam Smith-Neal breathing down their neck. And then the conclusion of this group, same time as tonight, same place, Sporty Stuff TV from 10. The top 3 progressing to join
61.
Robert Thornton at finals night. But 10 matches to come this evening. The Darty party is only just getting started.
60. 100. 100. Lee require 147.
Well, if this is going to be another 15 darter, this has to go. It's not going to go, but it didn't have to because Evans
59.
has given himself plenty of time in this leg. Owen not on a finish after a dozen.
140. Lee require 88.
Bullseye then for Lee Evans.
Game
In it
shot on the
goes.
fourth
Brilliant
leg.
bull
Lee
hitting
Evans.
from Lee Evans. Takes out the 88. It's 3 out of 3 on the doubles, including that
Fifth leg,
belting
Robert to
bull.
throw first. Game on.
And Evans is now 1 away from an opening victory against Stack Attack Robert Owen, who himself has only missed 1 dart at double.
100.
An 88, a 72, and a 68 for Lee Evans. And
76.
they are the shots that win you games, and Evans may well win this one. Not much between them in the scoring. In fact, Owen has got both of his matches maximums. But
45.
it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. And the finishing has been flawless so far from Evans.
96. 140. 100. 43.
Well, that just hands the impetus to Evans in what he hopes is the last leg of this opening encounter.
83.
'Carlin and Collins will clash 3 minutes from the end of this one.
137. Lee require 146.
Good setting up shot from Owen. But Evans could complete the job here. 146 on offer. He's taking his time over it. Choices. He's looking for another one of those. And a double 16.
130.
And finally he
Robert
misses a
Yukan,
dart at double.
36.
When Robert Owen saw the 2 trebles go in, he would have feared the worst. Now he hopes he doesn't go inside here. He's gone outside. The shot's still on.
27.
But now he has gone inside.
Lee requires
And
16.
the way Evans has been executing out shots, that could be that. Well, what's happening? Hit 3 from 3, then missed 3 from 3, but then hits again. And it's a 4-1 win for Lee Evans in the opening match of this evening's action as he sees off Stack Attack by a 3-leg margin. The finishing was the difference in the early part of the match. Evans getting away with a hat-trick of combination checkouts, 72, 88 and 68. Nothing to choose between the pair in the averages. Owen having the 2 maximums in the game, but it didn't help him along the way, and he missed darts in that last leg before Evans pounced to seal the win 4-1. Coming up after the break, it's Gavin Carlin and Rob Collins. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the action here at the Online Darts Live League, where Gavin Carlin and Rob Collins are about to go head-to-head in the second match of the night. Carlin, who finished third in Group A earlier in the week, the man from Derry in Northern Ireland, the Cannon, takes on Collins, a regular at the Live League, 43 years of age, from Bognor Regis, nicknamed the Man of Steel, and a winner on the Challenge Tour as well.
First leg is Gavin to throw first. Game on.
I'm Chris Murphy describing the action. Paul Hinks is presiding over it. And for those of you who were tuned into Sporty Stuff TV for my chat with Ian
80.
an hour and a half ago, I mentioned that Gavin Carlin had the highest checkout in 8 of his 10 matches in Group A.
41.
But only the highest average in 2 of his 10. And that to me suggests that he's kind of reliant on those big checkouts to win games. And if they disappear,
82.
he could be in a spot of bother. So needs to up his scoring game. Didn't manage more than 2 180s in any match he played in the 10 in Group A. Maybe a little fortunate to have snuck that third place ahead of Adam Smith-Neal.
$45.
They were tied on points, but Carlin had the better leg difference.
$58.
He didn't have a happy time on the only other meeting he had with Rob Collins. He lost it 5-0.
96.
Challenge Tour in 2021.
$98. $96. $60. Gavin Newcar 102.
Well, he's gone for treble 14. I think on that
54.
occasion maybe the bull was a better shot.
Newcar 144.
A 25 and a 17 would have teed up tops rather than having to waste a dart to get there, or to double 16 when he comes back. But that is me being a little bit
128.
picky.
Gavin Newcar 48.
And Carlin may well pick off the 48. He does in the end leave tops, but he can't find it.
38.
Nor double 10.
Rob Newcar 16.
And now Rob Collins has an early opportunity to break the throw.
He's shown the first leg. Rob
draw
Collins.
first blood in this bout. The first leg is a break for Rob Collins after Carlin missed 2 at double, and the Man of Steel
Second
stole
leg,
in
Rob to throw first.
and nicked
Game
the
on.
leg. Lee Evans winning the opening match of the evening, 4-1 against Robert Owen. And coming up next, Owen will
80.
return to take on a debutant, a legend at the Live League, the 1983 World Champion Keith Della, coming next. Stay tuned.
140.
See how he gets on.
$26.
Shake of the head from Rob Collins. Needs to put that behind him. Just get on with
134.
staying serene. Can't let the previous throw affect the next one. And he hasn't.
180.
Well, if it has affected him, it's affected him positively. Determined to put it right, and does so.
57.
Collins firing in the first maximum of this match. But Gavin Carlin, a man who I mentioned, keeps having the higher checkout in games, leaves the highest checkout you can hit in any game.
85. Gavin Newcar 170.
It's big fish versus little fish. And the big fish doesn't take the
26.
bait.
Rob your car 130.
And swims off under the sea. But no dart at the bull for Rob Collins.
80. Gavin
Allows
Carlin
Carlin
144.
an outside opportunity, but it is a much more unlikely shot than it should have been.
112. Rob your car 50.
Double top for 2 zip.
10. Gavin Carlin
Well,
32.
Rob offers a reprieve.
Getting shot on the
Carlin
second
cashes
leg.
in.
Gavin Carlin.
Landing the double 16 to break straight back. The Northern Irishman squares up the match and has the darts in leg 3.
Third leg, Gavin to throw first. Game on.
Both players really still thawing a little bit.
123.
I'm sure this will heat up. I've noticed that
96.
the Darts Live League social media pages have certainly got all het up. Hasn't been as much attention for a long while on social media, and all of it on
140.
Keith Della, who's coming up next.
$96. 95. 54. Gavin Carlin 143. 65. 58. Gavin Carlin 78.
20 for tops. We'll try and make use of that and nudge
58.
it into the right. No dramas with Collins unable to go out.
$97. Gavin Carlin 20. Getting shot on the third leg. Gavin
Carlin
Carlin.
has assumed control of this contest. Collins a little bit out of sorts at the moment. Carlin taking full advantage and leading 2-1.
Fourth leg, Rob to throw first. Game on.
It's a little off his usual standard over a sample of 200 games on Challenge Tour, etc. Rob Collins averages
119.
usually between
83.
80 and 90. He's at the very low end of that right now, a mean average of 85.47.
180.
Well, that will inflate it. His second of the match. We saw Robert Owen hit 2 and lose his opening game.
140.
In live
83.
league terms, Rob Collins' cumulative average, again, bang in the middle of the 80s, 85.27. He's moved towards that with the last couple of visits.
140. Rob Carlin 119.
Picking up his game in this leg. Well, Gavin Carlin's left 138 here. Now, you can't hit that
43.
before Keith Della's
Gavin
even made
Carlin
an appearance.
138.
The man will be beside himself if it goes. And it might go.
140.
Almost doing the
Rob
Della,
76.
but not the Della way. And the leg may yet go Collins' way, although he's made it more difficult for himself. Needs to find a treble, gets one for double 10.
56. Gavin Carlin 24.
Some scrappy stuff from the Man of Steel. And Carlin
Game
comes
shown in the
back
fourth
to
leg.
hit the
Gavin
double
Carlin.
that he missed for the 138 attempt. And it is all going his way right now. A 3-1 lead to Carlin. And
Fifth
one
leg, Gavin
away
to throw first.
from repeating the scoreline from the first match of the night when Lee Evans got the better of Robert Owen by a 3-leg cushion.
140. $140. $140.
Well, the brace of ton 40s following the 13 darter from Gavin Carlin has put himself in a great position to collect the 2 points from this
140.
second match of the night, his first. Found his range, hasn't he?
140.
It's a trio of 2 treble turns for the Derry darter.
57. Gavin, you require 81.
And it'll be treble 19 for double 12 to finish with a flourish.
57. Robert, you require 164.
Well, this would be some skin saver. And it's not going to happen.
$96. Gavin, you require 24. Game shot on the match. Gavin Carlin
completes a comfortable victory. He lost the first leg of the match, but reeled off 4 on the spin to see off Rob Collins, who was a bit inconsistent during the game, but Carlin really upped it towards the end. A brace of 13 darters to get himself over the line. 4 out of 10 on the checkouts. And Gavin Carlin picks up 2 points, as did Robert Owen with the same... Lee Evans with the same scoreline against Robert Owen in the first match of the evening. 4-1 Evans, 4-1 Carlin. But coming next, it is time to see Keith Della here at the Online Darts Live League. Welcome back. The time has come. A legend makes his debut at the Live League. I know many people have been excited about this one, none more so than the man himself. So let's not waste any more time talking, and let's see if Della can still let his darts do that. Keith Della takes on Robert Owen in his first match in Live League land. The 1983 world champion, now 62 years of age, has been playing on the World Seniors to reach the quarterfinals at the Lakeside at the Masters last month.
First leg, it's Keith to throw first. Game on.
Or the last month into this month. He has the darts. Those iconic chalked up barrels.
96.
The story of that 138 on the back of his shirt.
100.
I won't tell you that one. You're all aware of it, aren't you? 39
96.
years ago. Coming up for 4 decades since Keith Della beat Bristow in that famous World Championship final.
140.
But it's not all he won.
58.
Very prominent player in the 80s after that breakthrough victory, Keith Della. The winner of the British Professional in 87, the British
81.
Internationals he was a regular winner in. Also in a PDC ranked event in 2001. And in 2009 he won
57.
a League of Legends when some of the old stars returned. But it is the Seniors Tour, the new Seniors Tour that he's really supported, he's really got his eye on. He played in the World Championship at the Circus Tavern and was disappointed to be beaten by Larry Butler.
60.
Before
Robert
beating
Uruguay,
Bob
40.
Anderson at the Lakeside in the Masters, but losing out to Richie Howson in the quarterfinals.
Game shot on the first leg.
And he's
Robert
lost
Owen.
out in the opening leg here to Robert Owen, who breaks the throw by pinning tops. Owen takes the opener, and Della is just starting to find out what
Second
kind
leg,
of
Robert to
standard
throw first. Game
he will
on.
have to produce to win matches here. It's a 13 dart break from Owen, a leg that included a couple
60.
of 140s. The stack attack. A champion at the Live League already this year.
43. $81.
For Keith, it's all about match practice ahead of the World Seniors match play at the Bonus Arena in Hull next month. Tickets are still available for that event, by the way, if you want to
57.
get along and see the likes of Della, Phil Taylor, along with Lisa Ashton, Trina Gulliver, all the top names for players over the age of 50.
100.
You can see him there just geeing himself up, trying to find something. He beat Bob Anderson at the Lakeside, and he was doing a lot of that during that win.
41.
Reacting to his good stuff and trying to just get some fire in the belly.
$180.
It's a maximum from Owen. He's pulling away from Del Boy. Can he respond in kind?
180.
He's still
Robert
got it.
Uruguay, 80.
And he's still going to give it. Halves his score, but nothing he can do to prevent Owen going out. He wanted the flamboyant finish. 25 bull after missing
40.
the big 20 with his first start.
$42. Robert Uruguay, 40.
And it's tops again.
Game shot
And
on the
it's in
second
again.
leg. Robert Owen.
And it's all going the way of Robert Owen so far. Della yet to get a dart at double in the first couple of legs. Owen looking the more comfortable.
Third leg, Keith to throw first. Game on.
Just getting used to things Keith Della in this different setting. You can see the averages there, a big disparity after the first couple of legs. And
60.
that is the kind of level that Della was producing, low to mid 70s at the seniors. And he believes that it's a lack of proper match practice that is preventing him putting more points on that. Well, he's certainly getting proper match practice here. This is a remarkable display from Robert Owen so far. Having lost his first game 4-1 to Lee Evans, he's picked it up. Has thrown his third and fourth 180s of the evening. And he's just not allowing
59.
Della the opportunity to settle.
$59. $138.
Needs 2 trebles to leave a finish.
85. Robert Yukar, 124.
You always know when Keith Della's been on a dartboard by the fact that the black segments become white. It's covered in chalk. But it's Owen looking to chalk up another leg. And why not go for the bull when you're feeling as good as he must be right now? A dozen darter to break Della for a second time in the match from Robert Owen with a 1-2-4 checkout.
Like Robert
completed
to throw first. Game on.
By bedding the bullseye. His average here, 109.98. If he maintains that form, it will be the highest we've seen so far this week.
85.
The highest we've ever seen from him is 111.33 here at the Live League. The
84.
most experienced operator in this format of any player of the dozen in action over the course of this week, the opening week of Phase 4. This is match 317
121
for Robert Owen. For those who aren't so good at maths, that's 316 more than Keith Della has played.
26. $85.
Shake of the head from Keith Della, just muttering away to himself. Nothing he can do to prevent Owen playing the way he is. It's a amazing
140
performance by his opponent. But Della will just want to up it a little bit, at least finish with a fight. There you can see him rubbing the chalk onto his hands.
60.
Can he chalk up a leg? 1 treble to leave a finish. He's got that already now, just has to stay straight. Brilliant this from Keith Della.
180.
Second maximum of the match.
Robert Yukar, 150.
I won't use the phrase rolling back the years because he's a man who's looking forward. He's been looking forward to tonight.
124.
Hasn't enjoyed much of his opening match, but that was a little bit of luck
71.
for Della in the end. A wayward one. And he may get his first start at double here. And it's double top. And Keith Della pins it.
Keith Della.
He avoids the whitewash, takes advantage of a rare miss by Robert Owen, who threatened to win the game in style with a 150, but found the wrong bed. And Keith Della, with pinpoint accuracy, completes the 71 combination. And he has upped his game.
81.
In the last few minutes, a 180 in that leg, followed by, or following a 140 and then a 71 checkout. Really good spell.
100. $60. $45.
And then he goes again.
137.
Well, I think he's settled down, folks. Much better stuff here from Keith Della. Has now lifted his average above the 80 mark. That's much better than anything we saw from him at those seniors events that I mentioned.
119.
This is why he's here. proper match practice. He wanted to be battle-hardened, and Robert Owen, don't forget, Mr. Dart to win the match
85.
4-0 for a 150 checkout. And look what Keith Della has left. Well, he simply has to hit it. It's in the script, isn't it? The 138 that Della managed.
100. Keith O'Connor,
His most famous moment, his breakthrough. Can it spark something here? What a disappointment.
31. Robert Uwakar, 137.
Well, it's 137 for Owen, and he's going the pragmatic route, and he'll just stack one on top of that. That was the intention.
Keith O'Connor, 107.
This is to stay in the match. Still on. 86. Still on. 32. Wonderful stuff from Keith Della, who's not going away. Dogged determination from Della, who completes the 107 checkout. Hasn't missed a dart double in the match, and is still hanging on. Fighting.
Six-leg Robert to throw first. Game on.
Biting at the heels of Robert Owen. Look at him. He means business.
55.
71, followed by a 107 skin saver. A shot he had to rescue after a wayward first start.
100.
Well, that'll do. It's almost double the amount that Owen amassed.
$140.
Big leg this has become. Owen could have won the game 4-0. Missed a dart at the end of a 150 combination to do so.
93.
And Della finds another treble. Again, he's staying in there, showing some real tenacity tonight, Keith Della. He looked like he might be
59.
just bowled over by the supreme start that Stack Attack made, but he's shown some fierce
70.
fights. Well, what we want to see from Keith to stay in the match is 100 here.
140.
And then a 138 checkout. We've just seen a 107 checkout from him, and that's what Robert Owen's left to win the match.
59. Robert Uwakar, 107.
Didn't manage to leave a finish, so Owen will have 6 starts for this 107. May only require 3. It's double top. And eventually, Robert Owen gets over the line. He returns the 107 checkout that Keith Della hit in the previous leg to stay in the match. We saw some signs from Keith Della that he could be competitive here at the Live League, but it's hard to compete with that. 103.26 the average from Robert Owen, who was 4 out of 6 on his doubles. Della hit both of his attempts, a 71 combination and a 107. There was also a 107 from Owen and a high checkout of 124 on the ball. A brilliant performance from him, but some good signs from Keith Della as well. He won't be too disappointed having survived a dart to lose 4-0. Well, coming next, Lee Evans, who beat Robert Owen 4-1 in the opening match, takes on Gavin Carlin, also looking for his second win of the night. Stay tuned. Welcome back to this evening's action, and we have two of the players who have won their opening encounters this evening so far. Both of them winning 4-1 as well. Lee Evans taking on Gavin Carlin. Carlin got the better of Rob Collins 4-1, one of two players yet to win. Evans beat Robert Owen, but he's since gone on to beat Keith Della with an electric performance, 103.26, the average in a 4-2 success over the Live League debutant.
First leg leader through first.
At the age of
Game on.
62 has to be respected and commended. And he put up a good fight there, didn't he, Del Boy? More of him coming up next. He'll take on Rob Collins in a battle between the two losing players. The two pointless players so far.
60.
Both of this pair enjoying handsome wins.
80.
In their opening affairs. And I've played each other once
43.
before. It was at qualifying school. Earlier this year, Gavin Carlin got a 5-1 win against Evans on that day.
134.
Averaged 101.12 in the process. Did have a professional tour card. A few years ago, Carlin reached a quarter-final in an early event on the floor.
85. Check 100. $80. 60.
'Making a bid to break here. We'll have to switch. That dart looks very precarious.
129.
But he leaves 78 all the same. Probably didn't take as much care with that final dart because he was determined to throw it as quickly as he could and retrieve the dangler.
100. Gavin Newcastle, 78.
Double 12. Double 6.
72. Leader car 138.
60 to then leave the 78 that we just saw Gavin Carlin threaten. But goes a different route. Looking at a couple of treble 19s, the more modern way, not the way Della did it back in 83.
82. Gavin Newcastle, 6.
Double 3 for the Derry
shot on the
darter,
first
Gavin
leg.
Carlin,
Gavin Carlin
to take the opening leg, and he does it against a throw as well. So a good, promising start for Carlin, who leads Lee Evans by a leg to nil and has the darts in leg 2.
Something like Gavin to throw first. Game on.
Evans, an excellent
60.
operator. Like Keith Della, he does use chalk. A bit old school in that way. And while he's not a slow thrower,
$100.
he does sometimes take his time addressing the oche. Won't be rushed, wants to make sure everything is
59.
set and steady and right. And he has the right to do that. Well, this looks right.
180.
Pinpoint precision from Lee Evans to hit his first
134.
180 of the evening.
$51. 90. Leader car 170.
So 170 is not going to be taken out, but he will try and leave it as handily placed as possible.
90.
With Carlin
Gavin Carlin 158.
on a similarly big finish, which also won't go. So a break back.
40. Lee
Beckons
80.
for Lee Evans. And double 10 will earn it. Well, it's just kind of shadowed part of that double, which is why he stepped across and went round it. And Lee Evans does break back with that excellent clinical kill of 80. And it's all square after 2.
Third leg Lee to throw first. Game on.
So a recap of the scores so far this evening. Lee Evans 4, Robert Owen 1, then Gavin Carlin 4, Rob Collins 1. We thought Owen beat Keith Della 4-2 with the performance of the night in the match of the night so far.
100.
103.26 average for Owen. Della will return to take on Collins in the match after this. Then Owen meets Carlin before Evans faces
96.
Collins. Everybody playing each other once tonight and once tomorrow. The top 3 from the 5 progressing to finals night, where Robert Thornton is already waiting, having won Group A.
91.
The top 2 from Group C, which resumes tomorrow 9:30 AM here on Sporty Stuff TV. Will also fill the field for finals
57.
night on Saturday, where there is £2,000 on offer for the winner, and the top 3 will progress to Champions Week in week 5 of the phase.
$54. 86. 180.
Second of the match for Lee Evans, and it puts him on the brink of leading the match.
56. Lee requires 76.
Double 20.
Game shot on the third leg. Lee Evans.
Good on that target, Lee Evans. Great finish, 76 out, and he's in front for the first time. Evans leads 2-1.
Fourth leg Gavin to throw first. Game on.
Gavin Carlin with work to do, having had a perfect start by breaking.
$60. 60.
Well, not happy at the moment, you can see. Only following 60 from Evans, with 60 himself. After a meaty visit
100.
with 2 trebles in his opener in this fourth leg. Such a relaxed lob from Gavin Carlin.
99.
Do enjoy watching him throw. I'm sure I'm not the only one.
58. 96. 43. Gavin Newcar 112.
So for parity. Doesn't have to stay there, but there's not really any point moving to the 18s to leave a dodgy double when Evans is way back on 240.
88.
Just over halfway through the leg. And it's a good leave in the end from Gavin Carlin.
140. Gavin, you require 24.
Resetting, refocusing. I've seen him do this a few times this week, and to be honest, it's usually done the trick.
Being shot on the
And it's
fourth
done the
leg.
trick
Gavin
there.
Carlin.
As Carlin keeps calm and squares up the match at 2-2.
Fifth leg leader throw first. Game on.
And therefore it becomes a race to 2, with Evans having the throw in 2 of the last 3 legs should it go the distance.
$43. 180.
Great stuff, great start as he bids to break just as he did in the first leg of the match.
$84. 123. $140. 174.
Absolutely superb stuff. This leg from Gavin Carlin, 180, 123, 174.
Gavin, your car 24.
And now double 12 for what would have been a 10 darter, what would have been an 11 darter,
Game shot
what
on
is
the
a
fifth
dozen
leg.
darter.
Gavin Carlin.
And more importantly, is a breaker throw for Gavin Carlin, who will now throw to seal the win. 3-2 to the Northern Irishman.
Sixth leg Gavin to throw first. Game on. $140.
And a solid start as well with the 2 treble turn. A really good spell here. A surge towards the end of the match.
97.
The cannon firing on all cylinders right now and looking likely to win.
78.
Just what the doctor ordered for Lee Evans. A third of the tie for him.
100.
And it gives him an opportunity to break back and force a last leg decider in which he would have the throw.
$92. 60. Lee Unicorn 132.
So 1-3-2 plays 1-2-3. The former to stay in it, the latter to win it. Bullseye for starters. That'll do. T19 could not be located.
92.
That's where Gavin Carlin will be
Gavin
starting.
Unicorn 123.
Knowing that Evans has teed up tops, and he does find it. And he gets a dart at double 9.
105.
A match
Lee
start
Unicorn
missed
40.
for Carlin the cannon. Well, that is not a sight seen often. Lee Evans, usually so accurate on tops. That one was closer to the treble than the double. But that's in the
Game
double.
shot on the 6th leg. Lee Evans.
And for the first time tonight, we are going the distance, all 7 legs. Lee Evans breaks back after Carlin and Mr. Dart to win the match on the 1-2-3 checkout. And Evans has the darts
7th
in
and
the
final leg
decider.
leader throw first. Game on.
Taking his time as it gets to the nitty-gritty.
$60. 100. $83. 80. 86.
Big move.
180.
Big darts from Gavin Carlin, his second max of the match, and it gets him down to a finish first in the deciding leg. But here comes Evans.
140.
You can see the
Gavin
grimace
Carlin,
there.
141.
He wanted more. But the
Game
1-4-1
shot
has
in the
gone.
match.
What a
Gavin
way to win
Carlin.
it from Gavin Carlin. A 180 followed by a 1-4-1 checkout. Absolutely delightful darting from the Derry man. A stunning way to seal the win. Followed his second 180 of the game with that 1-4-1 checkout, the highest of the match. He's got a habit of hitting higher checkouts than his opponent this week, and he carries on that trend here to get the better of Lee Evans in a thrilling affair, going 4-3 the way of Northern Ireland's Gavin Carlin. Coming up in a few minutes' time, Rob Collins, still looking for his first win. He's taking on Keith Della, who's looking for his first ever win at the Live League. Welcome back to the action on Sporty Stuff TV, the home of the online darts live league, as we move into the 5th game of the 10 we'll bring you tonight. And it is that Della fella again, as Keith Della takes on Rob Collins. Collins, a man of steel, works as a steel erector, that's why he's got that nickname. A winner on the Challenge Tour in 2020. Keith Della, of course, a winner of the World Championship back in 1983 when he was just a pup. The table looks like that. Gavin Carlin with 2 wins from 2. The only player to manage that. Evans are knowing the other winners, Della and Collins, battling it out to pick up their first points of the group. And remember, 3 players progress from this group.
First leg, Rob to throw first. Game on.
So you don't always need to be spectacular to get through Group B and qualify for finals night. Just need to be competitive.
100.
And despite 103 average from Robert Owen in their opening match, Keith Della was competitive.
89.
Hit a couple of 180s, had a couple of good combination finishes, including a 107.
60.
Good couple of games we've seen. Owen getting that win over Della 2 games ago, and then Carlin and Evans battling it out over 7 legs. Carlin edging that one, taking a 1-4-1 finish out to win the game in that last leg decider. Some good stuff this evening. Hope you're enjoying the action. Hope you're being entertained.
45.
You never lose it, do you? Only fools would think that Del Boy can't
100.
still play darts.
$83.
It will be interesting to know how the players are approaching the games against Keith Della, because he is the underdog, but he's also
78.
a real icon of arrow slinging. And many will have been around and watched Della in their youth pick up that title.
83. Keith Ruckar,
Might all
151.
feel a little bit surreal for some of them. He's got a real good chance to break here, Keith Della.
57.
Gets
Rob Ruckar,
below a ton
130.
before Rob Collins does. And he can't go out now, so an opportunity beckons. Choices.
45.
Does he
Keith
go the
Ruckar,
aggressive
94.
route and hunt down the treble 18? It looks like he is going that way. May go double 18 now. That was the plan. He'll just hit 54.
54. Rob Ruckar, 85.
And leave tops and hope that Collins can't clinch the leg on 85. But that's made it more likely. Double 10.
65. Keith Ruckar,
Della gets
40.
darts to break the throw in the first leg. His finishing was on point.
Team shot on the first leg. Keith Della.
In his opening match, he was 2 out of 2 in that one against Owen. And he pins tops to break in leg 1. Interesting start here. Keith Della has the early advantage.
Second leg, Keith to throw first. Game on. $78. $60.
Collins unable to find a treble with his opening visit in leg 2.
96.
And Della's managed to find one in each of his first 2 turns.
$140.
So why hit 1 when you can hit 2?
$58.
And why hit 2?
140.
Well, because it gets you down to a finish. 161 for Rob Collins. Keith Della needing another treble. Gets one.
135. Rob Ducar 161.
I wonder if he'll go 54 tops. I wonder if we'll ever find out. Treble 17 would have left the bull.
97.
Again, a
Keith
decision
Ducar
to make
134.
for Della. And it was that intended route. But it's a bit of a mess, and it's a real
27. Rob Ducar 64.
reprieve for Rob Collins, an opportunity to break straight back. And he gets 2 darts, although he had 2 darts in the first leg. He missed them both.
Game
This
shown
time he
in the second
doesn't.
leg. Rob Collins.
Finds a double 4, and it's all square. Collins cancels out the early break from Keith Della, and effectively
Third leg, Rob to
regains
throw first. Game
control
on.
of the clash.
$84. 134. 59.
They're not too much in it in terms of the averages. Della with a slightly higher
58.
average, although it is early. Just a couple of legs in. You can see him in the background once again trying to G himself up.
95. 96. 125.
Still shaking his head a little bit. He's demanding much more of himself. Keith Della. As Rob Collins leaves the ultimate petard shot here.
WR 138.
Can he hoist Keith Della by it? His own famous finish. And he's going to do it the Della way, is he? Oh, double 12.
126.
Well, I was about to say you couldn't
Keith
make it
O'Connell,
up, but
155.
fortunately for Keith, Collins couldn't make it, and the pair share a joke about it. Emblazoned on the shirt in bright red. Ask Keith about it, he'll tell you.
82. WR 12.
Handy explainer on the back of the shirt, don't need to ask him. But back to business, and Rob Collins
Game shot on the third leg. Rob
finds
Collins.
the leg-winning double to move ahead in the match for the first time. The break cancelled out, and now a hold, and Collins
Fourth leg,
leads
Keith to throw
2-1.
first. Game on. $140. 60. 9.
Keith Della came to the live league and hit a 9. Not the 9 that he would have wanted to hit. We haven't seen a 9 dart leg actually in 2022, having seen
100.
6 in 2021. Halfway through the year. Come on, fellas. Come on, the fella.
100.
Well, despite that visit of 9, Keith Della still has the advantage in this leg.
48.
Certainly now.
$41.
But has he just handed that advantage to his opponent? Can probably afford 1 or 2 visits like that from time to
59.
time, but the live league is often a very decent standard, and he saw that in his first match, faced an average of more than 103 against Rob Collins.
139.
Well, that is a brilliant recovery from Keith Della after having a couple of scruffy scores in the leg. It's all been scruffy scores, really, from Rob Collins.
42. Keith requires
And
72.
Della has all the time in the world to take out 72, which he can now do on tops, and has done on tops, and his finishing
Keith Della
has been excellent, absolutely excellent.
This leg Rob to throw first. Game on.
Della was 2 out of 2 against Robert Owen earlier this evening.
140. 100.
And he's 2 out of 3 in this match. Did miss a dart at tops before pinning it in the first leg of the game.
100. 60.
Really good stuff, all square.
$140.
We know that Collins can lift it. We don't quite know how high Keith Della can go. His average was around this
41. Rob your car
81
121.
and change mark in his defeat to Robert Owen.
$105. 96. Rob your car 60.
Better leg from Collins, who has just been inconsistent this evening.
Game shot on the fifth leg.
We've seen
Rob
the good, the
Collins.
bad, and the ugly, but that was the good from Rob Collins. A 13 darter to edge himself in front. And he is one away from his first win of the night.
Six leg Keith to throw first. Game on.
Della, though, has the darts.
$59. 99. 97. 60. 134. 50. 44.
Well, he's down to a finish, Keith Della, but frustrated that he didn't manage to muster up more than that. 2 trebles required, though, for Rob Collins. So Della looking to go one better than his first appearance. A couple of games ago, got 2 legs off Robert Owen. May force a decider here.
41.
Just falling apart a little towards the back end of the leg. Can Collins take advantage in the previous leg? This is the inconsistency of Collins tonight. In the previous leg, he was throwing at a double now.
60. Keith Ricard 126.
Still not down to a finish. No need for Keith to bother going downstairs.
94. 41. Keith Ricard 32. No score. Rob your car 133.
Wrong bed. He wanted 32 with his first dart. The second one, he needed the red bit next door. We'll come back, but it's unnecessary darting duress for Della.
Keith your car 32.
And now he's in the wrong bed.
14.
The other side.
Rob your car 74.
Double 16. And Collins can claim victory on 74 here.
$34. Keith you require 18.
Well, you feel this is the last chance. Can Della stay alive? It's the wrong bed again.
No score. Rob you require 40.
Keith Della keeps finding himself in the wrong bed. And that's got him in trouble.
Game shot and the match.
And Rob Collins completes the job. Della will be feeling like he should have forced a decider in that game. He won the opening leg of it with a break of throw. It was cancelled out by Collins, but Della missing all those opportunities at the end and missing the chance to force a last leg decider. It's a second 4-2 defeat of the evening on debut for Della. Rob Collins picks up his first points, but will be worried about his performance levels as we continue the action after this with Robert Owen against the so far unbeaten Gavin Carlin. Welcome back. Still no wins for Keith Della on debut at the Live League. 2-4-2 defeats, but he has shown some fight tonight. Should have definitely taken Rob Collins to a last leg decider. But he'll be back for 2 more games. And coming up now is Gavin Carlin against Robert Owen. Carlin looking for his 3rd win of the evening. Owen looking for his 3rd win over Gavin Carlin of the week. The Welshman from Ogmore Vale, former UK Open semi-finalist, beat Carlin 4-3 on Tuesday and 4-1 on Wednesday in Group A. So the Derry darter, 37 years of age, looking
First leg,
to bounce
Robert
back
to throw first. Game on.
and defeat Owen for the first time and try and carry on the charge. Having seen off Rob Collins 4-1 and then Lee Evans 4-3 in one of the most thrilling games
100
of the week so far. Won it in a last leg decider with a 1-4-1 checkout after hitting a 180 in the previous visit.
78. 58. 80. 81. 83.
A close inspection of the arrows there to see where the points had penetrated by the match official Paul Hinks.
92.
3-3 for Owen. It won't be going.
76. Gavin Carlin 12.
Double 3.
Getting shot on the
Gets it.
first leg. Gavin
And Carlin
Carlin.
breaks in the opening leg, draws first blood in this match. Robert Owen, who was in fine form against Keith Della early this evening, has had a flat start to
Second
this
leg,
one.
Gavin to throw first. Game on.
And Carlin takes full advantage. 4 games remain after this. Lee Evans meeting Rob Collins, and it's Carlin v
42.
Della. Before Collins faces Owen, and then Keith Della signs off the evening against Lee Evans.
43. 100.
'This is an excellent example
108.
of what he can do with those darts, and that's why they call him Stack Attack.
95.
It's unorthodox, but it works for him.
140.
And he can go above and below. The number of the night left by Robert Owen.
85.
Was almost
Robert
taken out by
Carlin,
Robert Collins
138.
against Keith Della himself in the previous match. Missed double 12 for it. Another one of those would give Owen a shot at double 12.
121.
Found the wrong bed there, so we'll have to waste a dart in getting to a double when he returns.
59. Robert Carlin 17.
So 2 at double 8.
9.
And he hasn't
Gavin
found it.
Carlin,
The
120.
chance to break back was very much on there for Robert Owen, but Gavin Carlin could just put him back in his box here. The Shanghai shot to double his lead. Tricky. Goes bull. Oh, and he wasn't
62.
far away, was he?
Robert, you require 8.
He wasn't far away with the first dart. He'd blocked the treble 20 bed. He deemed it better to try and pin a couple of bullseyes.
6.
But Robert Owen's having a nightmare on the outer
58.
ring. 5 darts missed now to win this leg. He's left himself in the madhouse. And Carlin looking to use that guide.
18.
Nudge the wire.
Robert, you require 2.
Owen can't be feeling too good about this after 5 missed darts at double. Make it 6. Make it 7, and that's made it tricky.
No score.
And it's 8
Gavin, you require
squandered
40.
darts to break Gavin Carlin. A gift,
Game shot on the second leg. Gavin
of
Carlin.
which Gavin is a grateful recipient, as he doubles his advantage in this match and leads Stack Attack Robert Owen by 2 legs to 0.
Third leg, Robert to throw first.
Robert
Game
will
on.
be ruining those 8 darts that failed to find a double.
140. $95. $100. $180.
Carlin putting in some big darts against a throw here, but Owen hits back.
180.
And he hits back in kind. A second 180 of the match for him, a 6th of the evening.
97. Robert, you require 81.
The most frequent maximum hitter of the night so far, Robert Owen, who's looking at a 12 or the treble, and now he's bidding to bed the bull.
56. Gavin, you require
Finds the green, but
129.
not the hole, and will find himself in a hole. If Gavin Carlin can complete the combination, but he can't after the first dart.
89.
Went
Robert,
wayward.
you require 25.
But it's 9 darts missed at doubles now, including that bullseye for Robert Owen in this match.
No
And
score.
that
Gavin,
is
you
the
require
wrong bed.
40.
So it's 10. And it's tense. And it's double 10 for his opponent.
30.
He can't find it.
Robert, you require 25.
But he comes back for 25. It's been a real mess at the end of legs for Robert Owen. How can he make it go wrong this time?
Game shot on the
doesn't
third
go
leg.
wrong.
Robert Owen.
Finally, it goes right for Robert. At the 12th attempt at double, Owen finds the outshot, finds the finish, and gets himself back into the game.
4th leg,
2-1
Gavin,
behind,
you throw first. Game on.
and Carlin has the darts. Must be a 180. Well, that's a flyer from
140.
Gavin Carlin. The first 2 darts were perfectly pitched and perfectly placed to follow. That's perfectly placed for Owen to stack on top of.
60. $120.
Nothing wrong with the scoring
100.
for Robert Owen for most of this match. Pretty straight, pretty standard, pretty steady, but the doubling has been horrific.
140.
11 misses before he finally hit, and Gavin Carlin hasn't been much better, missing 9 attempts himself.
81. Gavin Unicar 101.
Well, this is still on. Treble 20 for double 18.
45. $100. Gavin Unicar 56.
Tops. Let's take away the drama.
Game shot on
And
the
that's what he
fourth leg.
does.
Gavin Carlin.
A nice 2-dart kill that will be pleasing after a spell of missed doubles for the pair of them. And Carlin cleans up to lead 3-1.
Fifth leg, Robert to throw first. Game on.
And there you see Robert Owen in his last match
140.
averaged more than 25 points than he is in this match. And Keith Della may be watching this in the practice room, wondering why it happened to him and why Owen didn't play like this against him. And Della might have points on the board had that been the case. Or 3 points in the same section of the board, earning the maximum score for the third time in the match for Robert Owen.
58.
He was going to hang around for at least a little longer, it seems, in this game.
$60. 135. Robert, your car 121.
May look at treble 7 now. Well, goes the 11 route, fancies it, bullseye.
81.
Well, why on earth would he go 11 and not go bull? Anyway, that's a matter for him. He's left his favourite double in the end.
60. Robert, your car 40.
Although no double has really been his friend in this match so far. Friends reunited.
Game shot on the fifth leg.
They are.
Robert Owen.
As Owen pins tops with little drama this time and closes the gap to a single leg again, but Carlin has the darts to win it.
Sixth leg, Gavin to throw first. Game on. $96. $100. $81.
Well, interesting situation here. As
180
for the fourth time in the game. Yeah, the situation is one player who's won both of his matches tonight against one who's won both of his matches against this opponent, and it's not like they were ancient history. One was yesterday, the other was the day before. Great response
60.
from Carlin to the fourth maximum from Owen, hitting his second, and it's 144.
$94. Robert, your car 161.
A supreme skin saver required, and it isn't going to happen for Robert Owen. If the
99.
comeback is
Gavin,
to
your car
happen,
50.
Gavin Carlin must miss. Well, a drop dart, so he'll step back and take his time before taking aim at double top.
$30. Robert,
Which he
your
hasn't
car
found.
62.
Owen with an unexpected opportunity to force a seventh leg. It's one dart at the same target, and he finds it all right.
Leg. Robert Owen.
And Stack Attack levels the match at 3-3 and will throw first in a last leg decider, having seen Gavin Carlin miss 2 darts at tops to wrap it
final
up.
leg, Robert to throw first.
Owen pinned it himself, and now his favourite to take the game and end the unbeaten start to the night for Carlin. Pick up his second win himself.
60. $41. $180.
Well, the 180s absolutely fabulous.
97.
From Robert Owen in this match. That's 5 now in 6 legs. 6. Might as well say it now.
180. $60. Robert, you can't 81.
It's been an excellent closing out of the match.
$41.
6 180s or more has only been done in the live league by one player in a match. 5 times before. Duff Payne managed
Robert
7 in a game
40.
in phase 1 this year. But Jim McEwen, Josh Richardson, Connor Scott, Niall Cullerton and now Robert Owen have hit 6. And he hits
the match.
Gavin
Robert
Carlin
Owen.
4-6. Carlin missed the opportunity. He missed 2 darts at tops in the previous leg to win the match, but those 6 180s helped Robert Owen over the line. 2 of them coming in that last leg decider. The pair of them struggling with the finishing at different stages of the match, but it was Owen who got the job done in the end. He gets his 2nd win of the evening, matching Gavin Carlin and stopping him carrying on a perfect start to the night. And we carry on the night in a few moments' time as Lee Evans faces Rob Collins. Welcome back. What a display we've just seen from Robert Owen hitting 6 180s there in a comeback victory. To go with a brilliant display earlier against Keith Della. But attention turns now to another Rob Collins, who's been inconsistent tonight, and he takes on Lee Evans. Collins, there you see, like Evans, on 2 points with 1 win. That came against Keith Della. Evans got the better of Robert Owen in his opener and went down 4-3 to Gavin Carlin, who were tied at the top, and Della stranded at the bottom right now, having failed to beat Collins or Owen, and will be back in action.
First leg is lead to throw
against
first.
Carlin after this.
Game on. $82. $180.
Strong start from Rob Collins. Robert Owen, by the way, is at 10 180s tonight. We'll see him again against Collins in the penultimate match of the evening. The record for a Group B evening of 180s is 13. He holds that record himself, along with Richie Burnett and Nathan Gervin.
96. $140.
Rob Collins trying to give him a run for his money here.
$95.
2 in the opening leg from the Man of Steel. 6 for the night for him now. Tops he wants.
5.
He doesn't get it. Break chance goes begging. The chance may come again in this leg unless Lee Evans makes it game shot with 127. A knowing nod from Rob, but he wasn't expecting that, because a single 17 would have given Lee Evans a dart at the bullseye, but he's gone wayward.
79.
And maybe the leg has got away. Collins claims it on tops.
Rob Collins.
A breaker throw, 2 maximums, earned him the opportunities and the miss on the big number from Lee Evans. But it's Collins who gets the first leg in the ledger in this one.
Second leg, Rob to throw first. Game on. $100.
Well, it's a better start from him. He's been hit and miss during matches. He's averaged 79 against Keith Della, 86 against Gavin Carlin. 86 was the defeat. The 79 was the win. But he was just in and out during both of those games, Rob Collins. He's made a much more
58.
Steady start to this one. A 13 darter. 2 180s in it.
45.
Now we start to see those shaky visits that have plagued him over the course of the night.
100. $81. $43.
Number 3. Well, not quite.
140.
Not quite, Paul. Not quite, mate. Just take my word for it. Ever the professional, isn't he, Mr. Hinks? Going in for the close-up. Well, these are close together.
140. Robbie Car 135.
Bullseye for starters. Now can't go out.
51. Leader car 160.
Only back for 84 as well here, Rob Collins.
88. Rob your car 84.
Might only be a dart at the bull. Scratch that. 2 at double 12. Becomes 1 at double 6.
78.
And he fails to
Leader
find
car
either of those
72.
targets. And having done the hard work to break in leg 1, he might just be handing the baton back to Evans, who can break here by cleaning up this combo. Double 12.
Game shot on the second
He
leg.
finds
Lee Evans.
one of the targets that Rob Collins failed to hit there. He cancels out the break and effectively takes control of the tie. 1-1. Evans has the darts in leg 3.
Third leg, Lee to throw first.
Yes, Evans has the darts in leg 3.
Game on.
Rob Collins with a bit of a brain freeze there.
$135. 100.
As you can see, it's been a decent standard from Rob. He'll be annoyed not to be 2-0 up in this match.
$140. 41. 100. 100. Lead require 126.
Treble 10 maybe, bull maybe, treble 14
94.
was the target. Kept us all guessing. I'll get this one right.
110. Lead require
Ready?
32.
Double 16 he'll go for. There it is.
Shot on the third leg. Lee Evans.
Lee Evans leads 2-1. Takes his time over those important shots, but so often when he does that, he delivers, and he's in the lead in this match.
Fourth leg, Rob to throw first.
A match he could have trailed 2-0, but it's 2 out of 2 on the outer ring for Evans after Collins faffed about in that previous leg. He missed 4 in total in the game.
$100. 85.
'Just had to stop himself there. Evans threw himself forward a little too much with the follow through on that dart. His body going with
93.
the arm. But he's not a man who's scared of resetting.
$58.
Difficult player to keep your rhythm against, isn't he, Lee Evans? Because he can play quick and slow. The throwing of the darts, standard. Not fast, not particularly slow, but the
100.
bit before can be different, depending how he feels, depending how important he feels the shot is.
60.
There you see, this time basically straight in and throwing straight away. But watch the next visit.
41.
Particularly if it's a checkout. Particularly if it's a checkout he feels he has to take out. He'll take his time. He'll visualise. He'll make sure he's set properly.
124. Leader car 167.
And there you see, everything takes a little longer. Getting the chalk on there. Taking a moment, having a think, having another check. But he's not going to check out.
57. Rob your car 74.
So treble 14 for double 16. Well, he's gone the treble 18 route there. It was a long way off it. Good recovery.
58. Leader car 110.
Evans hasn't missed a dart at double in the game. So if a treble is found, Collins is in trouble, and it is found. He has missed a big number at one point, but that doesn't happen here.
78.
But the double miss does occur. And Collins cashes in.
Flag. Rob Collins
claims leg 4 and squares up the match at 2-2. It is a holder throw. I think Rob still thinks he's throwing first in the next leg. That's happened once already in this match.
This leg leader throw
2-2.
first.
Evans has the darts. Decent enough standard. The pair of them averaging around the 90 mark after 4 legs. Both 180s for Rob
97.
Collins coming in that opening leg of the match. And he did break Evans' throw, only to be broken back immediately, and Evans has
100.
kept control since.
$140. 59. 100. 137. Leader car 164.
Just 3 matches left this evening after this one. Gavin Carlin will take on Della. Still looking for his first win. Then Collins will come back for his last match against Robert Owen before Evans signs off in the
95.
Curtain closer against Della.
$57. Leader class 69.
Yeah, really good stuff that.
Game shot on the 5th
45
leg.
for 24. A miss in between, but it doesn't matter. 69 completed by Lee Evans, who leads the match 3-2 and is therefore 1 away from victory.
6 leg Rob to throw first. Game on.
For what would be his second victory from 3 matches tonight, and the only defeat
85.
was 4-3 as well. Arguably the most consistent performer this evening, Lee Evans. Seen electric stuff from Robert Owen, 103
23.
average. That will probably leave him with the highest overall average of the night. We saw him hit 6 180s in his previous match as well. But in terms of staying consistently decent,
57.
I think Lee Evans has done that. And as I was talking about that, he scored 23.
86. 60. 180.
But he opens his 180 account for the match. And he wants to get the job done in this leg.
123. 100. 60. League of the car 112.
To win. And he has
Game
won.
shot on the
Lee
match.
Evans gets the job done, 4-2. It was a strong start from Rob Collins when he hit two 180s in the opening leg to break the Evans throw. But Lee came firing back, a 94 average in the end, 66% on the doubles as well, and a match-winning 112 checkout to earn himself a second victory from his 3 games tonight. Looking good, Lee Evans. Rob Collins' inconsistency continues. They'll both be back in the last couple of games tonight, but the third from the end features Gavin Carlin's last outing and Keith Della looking to pick up his first points at the Live League. That's coming up next. Welcome back. The action continues. The first of 3 games still to come here on Sporty Stuff TV, the home of the online darts live league. And it features Keith Della, who's still looking for his first victory on his debut at the live league, up against Gavin Carlin, who's won 2 of his 3 matches. That ain't bad, as a famous singer once sung. He could go top of the table if he wins this game. Robert Owen faces Rob Collins in the penultimate match, and then Della
First leg is
returns
Gavin to throw first.
to meet Lee Evans. Will he have any points under his belt ahead of that one? Let's find out, shall we?
134.
Really should have taken Rob Collins to a last leg decider, Keith Della. Missing 6 darts at double. I think 3 of them finding the wrong bed.
85. 140.
That's unlucky, really unlucky. It bounced
61.
off the barrel. His points do disappear deep into the board, Keith Della's, so there's a lot of barrel blocking the bed. And the second point collided with the barrel in the treble 20
96.
and ended up on the floor. There you see the point completely disappeared.
100. Gavin your car 131. 95.
Good setup from Carlin, acknowledged by Della, who loses another one.
40.
He's
Gavin
visibly
Nuclear 36.
frustrated about it. Well, Paul Hinks pretended to get down for it, but left Keith to do it himself. Slightly senior to Keith, actually.
Being shown in
Mr.
the
Hinks.
first leg. Gavin Carlin.
Gavin Carlin takes the leg. He leads 1-0. Keith Della still looking for a first victory at the live league, and it's a difficult start for him. Carlin holding his
Second leg
throat.
Keith to throw first. Game on.
In 14 darts, Della back on 215 when he did so.
81. 86.
'The first start in many visits in
83.
this match so far has been absolutely spot on from Keith Della. But barring the bit of bad luck he had in the previous leg, he's struggled to follow it.
85. 95.
Bunched around the treble, but only one of them finding it.
100.
Excellent, excellent adjustment there from Gavin Carlin to find a treble of his own, and Keith needs one to leave a finish. He needs to stay straight now. Hasn't been managing that in this
100.
match, but does so.
140.
Plenty of pressure
Keith
piled
Nuclear
on
142.
from Derry's Gavin Carlin. And all Keith Della can do is leave a double.
$90. Gavin Nuclear 90.
Well, he's left a simple 2-darter. But Carlin will get a dart at least the bullseye here. He's got better than that. He's got one at double 5.
80.
It's over the top.
Keith
So an
Nuclear
opportunity here for Keith Della. Well, that was precariously close to the treble, but he does take out the finish. And apart from one leg, his doubling has been really good tonight. He had a bad leg when he could have squared it up at 3-all against Rob Collins. He missed 6 darts at double in it. He'd only missed 1 dart. that double before that and hasn't missed one since. So
43.
that is an element of his game that he's looking in pretty good, Nick. What is the trouble is the spraying of the darts.
43.
Too many 5s and 1s, particularly when he's found a treble 20 and not able to record a ton or a ton 40. It's 66, 81, etc.
118.
But he hasn't been whitewashed. He hasn't been bullied, despite a brilliant performance from Robert Owen earlier tonight when he averaged 103.26.
54.
Did miss a dart to beat him 4-0 for 150 check out to win that match. And Della fought back. He lost 4-2. He also lost 4-2 to Collins and really,
97.
as I've been explaining, should have taken that one to a deciding leg. And here he got his chance and he took it. He earned the chance and he took it.
140. 84.
And no finish there for Carlin. So if Della can stay straight, I'll get a treble. He'd be on a finish first, but you could
40.
see it somersault back after hitting the dart in the board. One of the problems that has plagued him in this game so far.
$119.
Good stuff from Carlin to leave tops.
51. Gavin Carlin 40.
And
Game
tops he
shown
takes
the third
out
leg. Gavin Carlin.
to get back in front in this game. Carlin in command at the moment. Keith Della needs to just keep holding his throw and hope that he gets a chance to break.
Fourth leg Keith
Carlin
to throw first. Game
producing
on.
some classy stuff. That was a 16 darter. He's averaging almost a ton in this game. Actually, a lot of the players have produced their best
100.
stuff, barring Rob Collins. Owen certainly did against Keith Della, and Carlin seems to be doing something similar here.
100. 95. 40.
Gives himself a little come on there, Keith Della.
99.
Well, he's still in a decent position in this leg, and therefore in the match. And he, despite averaging
44.
15 or so points fewer than his opponent in the game, he's very much in it.
100. 60. Keith Carlin 107.
So 107, a finish he's already executed this evening.
47.
Can't repeat the feat, but can leave 60 and hasn't missed doubles in many legs. In fact, only 2 legs Keith Della has missed doubles in tonight.
100. Keith Carlin 60.
And only one cost him.
$40.
But he
Gavin
misses
Carlin
for a third time.
157.
But he will be back looking at double 10. Under pressure, however.
121. Keith Carlin 20.
He knows he has to hit. Well, he thought he was in. He was sure it was in. Waiting for the call of game shot from Paul Hinks, and now he needs to find a place to stand that can give him a chance of finding a way through the barricades.
10.
And he ends up going
Gavin Carlin
inside, and he
36.
couldn't have been any closer with that second dart. He was certain that game shot on the fourth leg was coming from Paul
Game
Hinks.
shot on the fourth leg.
But it
Gavin
comes
Carlin.
now, and the fourth leg goes the way of Gavin Carlin. And Della's doubling, deserting him at a crucial time. An excellent attempt
Looks like
from
Gavin
Keith
to throw
Della.
first.
He just
Game
didn't
on.
go in. And hasn't had the rub of the green at times this evening.
100.
But when you are being outscored, you have to take every opportunity. It's as simple as that.
100.
Can't do anything about it now.
45.
If he is to fight back, he'll have to break twice. We'll have one more opportunity to pick up points tonight
59.
when he takes on Lee Evans in the last match of the evening. From what I've seen so far, that's arguably the toughest opponent that he'll face.
140. 57.
And it looks like Carlin is about to dispatch Della here.
100.
116 points away from a 4-1 victory. It would be a good night's work for Gavin Carlin. It started with a 4-1 success over Rob Collins.
100.
He then beat Lee Evans 4-3 before going down by the same scoreline to Robert Owen. But a 16 and a tops.
Game shot and
Makes
the
it
match.
3
Gavin
from
Carlin.
4 for Gavin Carlin in Group B. A good evening's work for him. It's still no victory and no points for Keith Della, who has one more chance. A shake of hands at the end of it, but a good night's work for Gavin Carlin. We'll see him again tomorrow. 116 to win the game. 4 out of 7 on the doubles and an average of almost 94. Good work from Gavin. He's done for the night. Keith Della will be back in the last match of the night. He takes on Lee Evans, but before that it is Rob Collins against Robert Owen. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. The evening's action is coming to an end here on Sporty Stuff TV, the home of the Online Darts Live League. I'm Chris Murphy, who's been talking you through it all evening. And we have 2 games left to come, the first of which features the 2 Robs in the group, Collins and Owen, about to do battle. Here's how the table looks ahead of these final 2 matches. As we approach a halfway stage of the group, they'll all play each other again tomorrow. Gavin Carlin has won 3 from his 4 matches. Robert Owen and Lee Evans looking to do the same and put a big gulf between Collins and Della, but Collins can put himself in firm contention for a top 3 spot by beating Robert Owen here and joining him and Evans on 4 points. If he does that, it's going to be difficult, or whatever happens in this match, it's going to be difficult for
First leg,
Della
Rob to throw first.
to put himself in contention. And if he does have designs on reaching finals night on Saturday, then you feel, or I feel, that it is must win against Evans at the end of this evening.
140.
But that to come. Here and now, it's Collins facing Owen, a pair of players that are very familiar with each other.
41.
Have met 9 times in the live league before this one. 6 wins for Owen.
100.
Apologies, 5 wins for Owen. Getting ahead of myself there. Maybe he will get a 6 here, but 4 for Collins. Owen has won 3 of the last 4.
100.
And they've each won one of the meetings this year. Both of those games won by a margin of 3 legs.
57.
Owen has fired in 10 maximums tonight as well. He's looking to beat his own record.
140.
In a 5-player group. 4 matches in the evening. The record is 13, shared by him.
60.
The Welsh legend that is Richie Burnett and rising star Nathan Girvan. If he can hit 4 in this match, he will stand alone in that department. A little subplot, but the main thing is trying to win the match.
144.
And the Shanghai shot would help him do that, because it would be an immediate break of throat for Robert Owen.
81. Rob your car, 120.
It's on. It's on.
80.
But it hasn't gone.
Rob your car, 63.
Treble 13 for double 12. The intention here for Rob Collins. And
Being
it's
shown the first
executed
leg.
perfectly
Rob Collins.
by the man of steel, who survived a dart to be broken there, but put things right immediately.
Second leg, Robert to throw first. Game on.
So 1-0 Collins in what he will feel is a bit of a must-win match to leave the evening happy, with 2 wins from
60.
4, leaving it very, very tight in that race for the top 3 ahead of tomorrow's action. The second of 2 sessions of darts. I should say today's action, shouldn't I? It's 1:45 Friday morning now. We'll be back in a few hours. 9:30 the action starts on
96.
Friday. A double dose of darts action as Group C and this Group B conclude. 9:30 AM for Group C, which is led by Josh Richardson and Darren Penhall. Adam Smith-Neal breathing down there next. You can join us live on Sporty Stuff TV for that. And then again in the evening at 10 for the conclusion of this group.
100.
Same time, same place on Saturday night for finals night as well, where Robert Thornton will feature, having won Group A earlier in the week.
140. 100. 140.
Paul Hinks going for a little walk there. Stretch your legs, Paul.
123. Robbie Ukwa, 64.
Trip around the board for Robert Owen has left him on 22. May not matter anyway as Collins eyes up tops. Can't
44.
find it.
Robert Ukwa, 22.
Double 11 for Stack Attack. 3 for double 4.
Game shot on the
Pins it.
second leg. Robert Owen.
Hangs on to his throw. It was in peril there of being broken. But Owen manages to find the double last dart in hand, and it's 1-1.
Third leg, Rob to throw first. Game on. $60.
Sim on a couple of legs. Collins going out in
140.
17 darts with Owen waiting on 40, and Owen going out in 18 darts, having seen Collins miss a dart at top.
60. $60. 93. 100. 122. 100. 40. Robert Ukwa, 101.
To break then. Treble 14. 419s for the bull for Rob
53.
Collins when he
Rob
comes back.
Ukwa,
6 for double
126.
6. There's 3 of them. And 6 of them.
114.
Double 6 can't be found, and Owen has a real opportunity here to take control of the match.
Game shot on
And
the
he
third
does.
leg. Robert Owen.
In pops tops for Robert Owen, having seen once again Collins miss a dart at double just like the previous leg. And Owen takes advantage.
Fourth leg, Robert to throw first. Game on.
Nothing between the pair in the averages, but Owen has a clear advantage now in the game, throwing first at 2-1 ahead.
83.
Reminder, Keith Della and Lee Evans will be the contest that brings a curtain down on the evening's entertainment. That's coming up
60.
just after this one finishes.
100. 58. 58. 42. 81.
It's 60, 58, 42 from Rob Collins in this leg. That's not going to threaten a break of throw.
45.
And still, after a dozen darts, he's failed to find a treble of any kind, as he adds a 45 to that
59.
roll of dishonour. There we go, that's better. Much better.
125. Robert, your car 120.
Well, the 5 means no finish. For Rob Collins as
60.
Owen cuts his score in half.
$89. Robert, your car 60.
But that is a really good guide for him, a good sighter. But he's landed it alongside it before finding
Game
double
shot on
10
the
to
fourth
take the leg.
Robert Owen.
And Robert Owen leads 3-1 now and is 1 away from the win. And it would be a victory that really makes the top 3 start to pull away.
Rob to throw first. Game on.
Rob Collins with just 1 win from 4. Keith Della currently on none from 3.
83.
And we would see Owen and Carlin and possibly Evans all on 6 points.
135.
Owen beat Carlin. And Della but lost to
99.
Evans. Evans beat Owen. And Collins but lost to Carlin.
81.
And Carlin beat Collins. Evans and Della but lost to Robert Owen.
96. $135.
Not happy, Rob Collins. Not being his best
44.
night.
Robert, your car 150.
Have to turn it on tomorrow to breach the top 3 and qualify for finals night. But it looks like his race is run for this evening.
41.
Although that offers him a little bit of optimism.
$59. Robert, your car 109.
But this would get rid of any. And knowing
Game
nod.
shot on the match. Robert Owen.
As in goes double top again, and Robert Owen completes a 4-1 win, his 3rd victory of the night, leaving Rob Collins with just 1 win. That came against Keith Della, just 2 points for him. 6 now for Robert Owen, joining Gavin Carlin, and Lee Evans can join the pair on that amount if he sees off Della in the final match of the evening. Owen winning emphatically in the end, 4-1, 4 out of 7 on the doubles, and that 109 to win it. A good night's work for him. Collins with work to do. Keith Della, maybe he must win his last match of tonight if he's got hopes of qualifying for finals night. He takes on Lee Evans, and that's coming up in just a few minutes' time. Well, Keith Della's debut here at the Online Darts Live League has not gone as he would have hoped, but maybe as he might have expected. It is a tough school, and he's looking to get his first win of the night in the final match of the night. Della takes on Lee Evans in the evening's curtain closer. And as you can see, stranded at the foot of the table on no points. Now, a win here, I think, is a must if he really does have designs on qualifying for finals night in the top 3. Because he would keep Lee Evans on 4 points and be just 2 behind him. If he loses a game, he's going to have a 6-point gap to bridge, and that's going to be too much tomorrow evening. But Della's reasons for being here aren't just about this couple of nights. It's about getting some serious match practice in ahead of next month's World Seniors match play.
First leg, Keith to throw first. Game on.
Up in Hull, tickets are available to see the likes of the Power, Phil Taylor, Robert Thornton, the World Seniors champion, Keith Della. The list is endless.
60.
And I impressed is a strong word, but I think I admire what Della's done this evening. Shown some dogged determination, some
43.
tremendous tenacity, and you know, he could have been in a couple of the games
26.
forcing a last leg decider. Certainly in one of them, when he lost to Rob Collins earlier in the evening, and he squandered opportunities to be 3-2 behind against Gavin Carlin, and who knows what could have happened
58.
from there. Well, last chances against Lee Evans, who began the night with a 4-1 win over Owen.
95.
Then lost out to Carlin, but beat Rob Collins 4-2. The only match he lost 4-3. For my money, the most consistent of the 5 throwers in action this evening.
83.
83 scored. That was the year, wasn't it, for Keith Della?
64.
The famous World Championship win at Jolly's, but not very jolly tonight. Took care of business then, and he's got his business face on this evening. Game face from Keith Della. So often we've seen that shake of the head. But he's been saying that he's been practicing pretty well, and they're not taking it to the stage in the seniors events, and that's one of the reasons he's put himself
43.
in this position. He knows he's likely to get beaten. He knows that some players are going to do what Robert Owen did earlier and throw ton-plus averages at him that he knows he can't live with. But he's up for the fight.
60.
He's up for the battle. And I think we are seeing better from Keith tonight than we have seen at the seniors.
140. Leader car 160.
That 140 an example. It leaves him on 73. He's got the chance. His doubling for most of the night has been decent. There have been a couple of legs where he's really made a mess, but pretty clinical in this kind of range for the most part.
60. Keith requires 73.
Treble 19 will be the starting point. And he gets 2 darts at double 8. That's a mile away, but double 4.
69.
Well, it was closer, but not close enough. There were some of the darts at double in that match against Carlin. I mean, he thought one was in. He started walking down the hockey to retrieve it, but there was no game shot call from Paul Hinks. Now he's hoping that Evans doesn't execute the outshot of 100. Well, it'll be 2 tops now. No way he's going for the treble here.
60. Keith requires 4.
So double 2. For the man of many
Shot on the
nicknames.
first leg. Keith Della.
And Della does the business on that double on this occasion and holds his throw in the first leg. And that means that at the very least he won't be whitewashing any match tonight.
Second leg leader throw first. Game on.
Once known as the Milky Bar Kid. Della the fella. Del Boy.
57.
Well, it could have been better tonight, but it could have been a lot worse. And it could, as his walk-on song suggests, get better.
95.
With a victory here against an excellent operator in Lee Evans.
140. 44.
'See him there still, growling at himself.
82.
Really leaving nothing to the imagination about what he thinks about some of his visits. A man who wears his feelings on his face.
100.
Actually, only when he's not happy. Keith Della. Seldom seen a smile today. Evans might be smiling here.
140.
Anguish in the end because he felt that a 180 was inevitable after that first start, was sitting so pretty.
92. Lee require 82.
Good thinking from Keith to leave a finish just in case the 82 doesn't go. We could have some fireworks. Treble 19. Double 12. Good rescue act there from Evans.
Lee Evans.
Having hit a 1 with the first start, he found the treble 19 and then the requisite double to level the match at 1-1 and deny Della a chance to go fishing.
99. 100. 39.
Well, that's happened a couple of times this evening for Keith Della. The bounce off the barrel. Be interesting to see how he performs tomorrow. Now he's got used to it. All of these players are experienced operators in live league land. We've seen them many times.
43.
You know, Della playing for the first night, just his 4th match this in the live league. And when you consider
55.
that just this year, the rest of them before tonight had made over 200 appearances between them.
58. 85.
Still in with a shout, isn't he? Looking ahead to tomorrow, but he's still got work to do tonight, and he could be in the mix tomorrow if he manages to win this game.
100.
Still in with a chance. Keith Della has to hold here, has to keep holding his throat.
123.
Well, a happy accident really, hitting the 3. Leaves him a 2-darter anyway. No dramas at all. But Evans is going to be well placed. Might be placed in exactly the same spot.
140. Keep your car
better.
100.
Well, I think this has to go. Does he think it has to go? It might go.
80.
Oh, it nearly did. An audacious attempt. Double-double for Della. Got the first, but failed to follow. And now Evans has the opportunity to get the break that he needs. Della's thinking, give me a break. Well, musing about where to aim here, because it's right in the middle, blocking the bed. It's a relief that he's missed low, really, because he's now got a clear bed at double 10. but he can't find
40.
it.
Keith,
An
you
opportunity
can't
knocks
20.
here for the world champion of 39 years ago. And he
Game
finds
shot on
the
third
double
leg. Keith
that
Della.
Evans just failed to find. Della stays on top, leads 2-1. Still has a chance of picking up some points tonight in what could be a crucial win.
Fourth leg lead to throw first. Game on.
And that's been his game. He's been a battler, as I mentioned, knowing that
58.
he's likely to be outscored in most matches, but hanging around there, and when he gets chances, he's been pouncing for the most part. Fair play to him.
100.
Still got it. Okay, it's not as good as what it used to be like. Averaged over 100 back in 1985.
140.
Keith Della in a World Championship quarter-final. His highest average on TV when he beat John Lowe.
41.
Or lost to John Lowe, rather, at the Jolly's Club in Stoke-on-Trent, where he'd won the world title 2 years earlier.
40. 98. 180.
Well, the 180 from Evans probably puts this leg beyond Keith, but he won't be thinking too much about this
44.
one.
Lead
Won't be
upon
attaching
83.
too much importance to this one. It's all about holding his own throw. That's where he has the advantage, and that's where he needs to make it count. Forget about breaking.
Game
Evans
shot on the
isn't going to let him
fourth
break
leg. Lee
with
Evans.
darts like that. A nice clean kill of the 83. But Della has 2 more holds of throw in his sights to get his first
Looks like
victory
Keith to
at the
throw
Live
first.
League.
Game on. $99.
Might be 10 points worse off in the average, but all he needs to do, and I say all like it's a simple task, it's not. But all he needs to do is hold his throw twice. And he's already done that. Just repeat what you've already done, Keith.
58.
No disrespect to Lee Evans, but I think most people watching would like to see Della sign off with a victory this evening.
76.
And just make it a little bit more interesting for tomorrow. Otherwise, we will be in a position where 3 players have 6 points, 1 has 2 and 1 has none, and it's going to be
134.
almost impossible for Della to bridge that gap, and improbable for Collins to do it as well.
26.
Well, the hold is getting less likely here. Can't hold himself together.
$123.
And Evans may just be smelling blood.
$100.
Better. But Evans has taken the darts. And Della can ill afford to allow him to do that. He's having to hope from here. That's a help.
40.
A big help. Minimum requirement a ton.
41.
Oh,
Lee
that
require
is a disaster, an
146.
absolute darting disaster for Keith Della, who not only hasn't managed to halve his score, but hasn't managed to leave a finish. And with Evans being a little bit shaky himself,
46.
Keith could be kicking himself at the end of this leg.
$83. Lee require 100.
Another slack one. So the 76 will simply have to go, and that's if Evans doesn't take out the 100, which he's got 2 darts at tops for.
80.
Gives Keith Della a
requires
chance.
76.
Has to take every chance. Perfect start.
72.
But not the perfect finish.
Lee requires 20.
And now Lee Evans can get his nose in front, can get the break he needs, and can set up a 6-leg in which he would have the darts for the win. In the big moments, he takes his time.
Game shot
And
on
the time has
fifth
come
leg.
for the
Lee
break
Evans.
of throw, and it's advantage Evans now. He has the darts to defeat Keith Della and leave him without a win on his debut night at the Live League.
6-leg Lee to throw first.
Well, Paul
Game
Hinks made to wait. How dare you, Lee?
$100. 45.
Yeah, I think he knows that the big leg was the one he just lost. Got himself 2 darts to be 3-2 up for the first time this evening himself.
131.
And just get the sense that Lee Evans is now going to
100.
wheel away and get the win. Comfort, confidence,
135.
collision. But no contest in the end. And it could have been.
38. Lee Dakar 135.
And it's a story of what might have been for Keith Della on his first outing at the Live League.
$95.
If only Robert Owen had played
$93.
Like
Lee
he
Dakar 40.
in some of his other matches against Keith. If only he'd forced that last leg decider against Collins. If only he'd not missed a 6 darts in the same leg
20.
against Carlin. And if only he'd found one of those doubles to lead 3-2 here against Evans. The darts were in the pocket there. Della thought the game was up. It probably still is.
95.
Credit
Lee
to Lee
Dakar
Evans.
20.
It was he who took the opportunity. Got the break he needed. Della checks his watch. He's had enough for one night. And his
Game
night
shot on
ends
the
in
match,
defeat.
Lee
It's 4
Evans.
straight defeats on debut for Keith Della. But I tell you what, he showed some tenacity, some determination, some fight and some spirit. And I think there is every chance that he will get a victory tomorrow. Once he's settled in, he's shown some decent stuff. There were opportunities, but in the end, it's Lee Evans who wins the last match 4-2. And it means that we have 3 players tied on 6 points, occupying those all-important top 3 spots. It is improbable for Rob Collins, but he could do it if he turns up tomorrow. It's almost impossible for Keith Della, but the target now for him will be to make sure he doesn't leave without a win to his name. The action resumes in this group tomorrow, 10 p.m. here on Sporty Stuff TV. But on Friday morning, we return for the conclusion of Group C. We're back on air at 9:30 a.m. We'll see you then.